Exactly 2 weeks ago, I finally reached 10,000 subscribers on my channel, and I was chuffed to bits. Really, it was so awesome to finally reach that goal, that milestone. And I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all my subscribers, old and new, and have a little celebration video. So this video is going to have 3 parts. First of all, I'm going to kind of share some thoughts on my channel. Second of all, I'm going to do a top 10 list with my husband Ian. And then third of all, I'm going to make a big announcement. So just to reflect a little bit on the Magenta Otter Travels channel and my YouTube journey, it's funny to think back to 4 years ago when I first sat down on this gray sofa in front of this gray wall and filmed some videos about words that Americans shouldn't say when they travel to England, and funny English food word differences between America and Britain, and advice to American travelers going to Britain of what some words mean there that they might not be familiar with. And the crazy thing is, even though those videos were not very good quality, they're still around and people are still watching them. I just am so grateful to every viewer, to every subscriber for giving me this opportunity to do what I love, which is talk about Britain, talk about British stuff, as I used to say all the time in my intro. So that is why I created Magenta Otter Travels, was to have an opportunity to talk about Britain and make friends. And I've really done that. And I have so many long-term subscribers who've been around and with me for years now, who have gotten to know Ian and me as they've watched us every week in our travels, in sitting here in Texas talking about Britain, and in traveling all over the different places we've been in the UK. So it's been a wonderful journey, and I really didn't expect to ever get to 10,000 subscribers. So it's pretty fun to achieve this milestone and just to take a minute to reflect and look back on the journey. One thing that I cared about when I first started the channel is I wanted the Magenta Otter Tribe community to be a positive place. And that's why I wanted to come up with a tagline, something that I would say at the close of every video. And I came up with this little phrase, do something good in the world today. And it means something to me, and it's my channel, so that's why I came up with it and decided that that would just be part of my brand, along with the color magenta and otters. So longtime subscribers know that's Dara's tagline. That's what she says at the end of every video. So it was kind of funny when I had that one video about the cost of groceries a few months ago that just went crazy and spun out of control, and over 150,000 people watched it. I had all these new people coming and visiting my channel and making comments, and some people even got a little salty about the tagline, in addition to just being critical about everything I said and did in that video. And I even said to a couple people, if you find me saying at the end of each video, do something good in the world today, if that just grinds your gears, perhaps you should watch one of the other 9 gazillion YouTube channels on this platform, because I think I'm just not the gal you want to see talking about Britain. So I do try not to be a negative Nancy. I don't want to tear down Britain. I don't want to tear down America. I'm not here to be anti-American or anti-British. I'm here to just talk about British stuff and keep it lighthearted and have a good time, which does not mean I don't on occasion like to complain or moan, because let's face it, I'm a grumpy old lady, and lots of my viewers are grumpy old men and grumpy old ladies, and occasionally we like to complain. And we give each other an opportunity to do that. In fact, more on that later as part of my big announcement. But I do really appreciate the fact that when I work really hard on a travel video and publish it and then read the comment section, I just get so many wonderful comments from people. And I don't just mean people saying, oh, great video, that was really well done, loved it. But also people who share their personal experiences. When they talk about their nan who lived in that town and family traditions or family memories that they have. The fruitcake video that I did was so fun to read that comment section and everyone talking about their memories of making fruitcake with their family and them as a child stirring in the dried fruit and all the different recipe variations. I really enjoy getting to know the people in the community, as well as just as a YouTube creator, one way sharing information about me or sharing our travels through Britain. Now for our Magenta Otter Travels Top 10 list, in which Ian and I will review with you what we think are the 10 best videos on my channel. I've done over 300 videos. So for those of you who are new, we're going to tell you the 10 best. I will provide links to all these videos in the description. Ian, kick us off with the first of our top 10s. And this is not like 10th best going down to first best. This is kind of in different categories, like the Oscars.
So drum roll, please. The best nature video is the video Dara did on water's meat. And that is in a really lovely area called Exmoor. And it's an area that...
it's in North Devon.
It's in North Devon, and it's an area that we hadn't explored until we did this video.
I did get some good footage, and I was there for the comic relief, but really the best part and what makes this video so amazing is the drone photography that Ian did, like flying through the trees and things. So if you have not seen that video, check it out. You won't be sorry. Speaking of drone photography, the next in our top 10 list is the best cathedral video. And this video is one of the very best videos on my channel, not only because Durham Cathedral is amazing and historic and architecturally important, but also because Ian got this amazing drone footage. I
almost lost my drone in the river doing it. It crashed. It crashed and luckily landed into a tree and luckily landed on the bank.
He almost killed the drone. It was very muddy and very beat up, but it survived. But before all that happened, or after all that happened, he got some incredible footage of kind of rising up out of the river, I think, by Durham Cathedral. And when I watch that video in the opening few seconds, I just feel like it's a BBC production. It's just so beautiful. So definitely check out that video.
The next video is our favorite place video, and that is the video that Dara did on Stanton.
It's Ian's favorite place and also Ian's favorite video. And why is Stanton so special, Ian?
Just because it's a village that I have absolutely loved for many, many years.
Stanton is just this little Cotswold village that you walk through and just see all the houses from the early 1600s. It just looks like a place that has not been touched by time in the last 400 years. So it's a pretty special place and a beautiful and fun video. Next up is our favorite afternoon tea video, because one of the things we love to do in England that we don't do here in Texas is have afternoon tea, and we love sharing that experience with American friends that come to visit. And a few years ago, we went to Devon to a place called Gidley Park and just had an amazing afternoon tea experience. The food was incredible. Gidley Park, the kind of old country house that is now a hotel and restaurant where we ate the tea, was amazing. And the view, you sit out on the patio and just have this incredible view. So that was a super memorable experience. And there is some beautiful drone footage also of the Devon countryside around it. So that's a pretty special video and special memory to us, and our best afternoon tea video.
And for best dining experience, we have the video that we took of Gravetime Manor, which was a very, very special anniversary dinner that we had just last year.
Gravetime is special because the home that it's in is gorgeous. The gardens all around it are amazing.
The food that you eat is mostly from the kitchen garden, which just has this incredible selection of all kinds of different fruits and vegetables. And it's the kind of place, just like Gidley, that is beyond our budget for a place to stay the night, but we still are able to get some of the experience by having lunch there.
And the history of the place was also super interesting. So all in all, just an amazing dining experience that we wanted to share with the Magenta Otter tribe. So check out that video as well. I believe Gravetye is in East Sussex, so that was part of our Sussex-Kent road trip that I'm in the middle of sharing all those vlogs right now. The channel is called Magenta Otter Travels, so we've got to have a cute animal video, and specifically one that features otters in the top 10 list. So I'm going to say that my favorite cute animal video is the one that featured the otter babies. The Otters and Butterflies Sanctuary there in Buckfastleigh, Devon, is a place I love, adorable otters, and going back and visiting a second time when our favorite little otter couple had had 2 more litters of pups and just all these adorable otter babies running around. That's a charming, delightful video. So I will link that one in the description as well.
The best hiking video is again in that area of Exmoor that we loved so much, and that was the Hiking with Goats video. And it's along an area of the Southwest Coastal Path, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous seaside.
So you can see the coast, you can see the hills, the rugged landscape, the goats that were all over around us as we were hiking along that path, that were standing on these vertical mountain faces in some incredible way. So that was a fun video, and again, cool drone photography, kind of the drone leaving us and going out over the sea. Fun experience and fun video to watch. Even though I am rubbish at history, I know lots of people love history, and so I needed to feature in the top 10 list the best history video. And I think the most interesting and entertaining history video we have is actually from Sudeley Castle. It's called Sudeley Castle Stories because we take you to Sudeley Castle and then go around that property and share all the stories of Sudeley Castle, which is a place that had so much interesting history related to many of the English monarchs. So I hope that you check out that video if you haven't seen it. Beautiful castle, beautiful Cotswold location, and really interesting stories from English history.
And we have a difference of opinion on that particular video. Mine is Dunster Castle, but this is Dara's channel, and so she gets final say on what wins out.
I might include Dunster Castle in the description as well as an honorable mention runner-up.
Speaking of castle videos, the best castle video is one that we just recently done, the one on Arundel Castle, which is possibly our favorite castle that we've seen so far in Britain.
Some really fun drone photography, and even though we weren't able to film inside the castle, we got some beautiful photos of that amazing castle, as well as lots of footage outside in the gardens and the churches, and lots of interesting history associated with that castle as well, both ancient history as well as present day history, and important things happening with the royal family and the monarchy even last year that involved the Duke of Norfolk that lives there. So definitely watch the Arundel Castle video if you haven't seen that one yet. And now I'm going to round out the top 10 list with the most fun video. Oftentimes I spend so long editing a video that by the time I finally finish the edit and the video is uploaded to YouTube, I can't stand to watch it anymore because I'm so sick of it. But this was a rare video that I just loved watching it. To me, it's really fun to watch, and I can watch it over and over again because it has all the great things. It has great food, great friends, great places we visited, and it's just really fun and funny. And that is my What I Eat in a Day video. So for those of you who aren't familiar with What I Eat in a Day, it's kind of a thing on social media, oftentimes with middle school and high school girls, or at least skinny women in their 20s, bragging about the healthy things they eat in a day that make them look so amazing. Well, I decided to just kind of do a parody of that, and so my good friend Krista and I, with our husbands, were on this trip in Devon and Cornwall, and so we decided to film a What I Eat in a Day English tourist diet. So we just ate all the indulgent, delicious, stereotypical English things that one might eat in Devon and Cornwall on a really touristy day. And we had so many fun adventures, in particular our lunch that we ate in Cornwall, feasting on delicious Cornish pasties in the pouring rain, huddled under the roof in a stairwell next to empty beer kegs. I mean, it was just...
Rubbish bins, next to rubbish bins.
Yes, huddled next to the bins. Eating these fabulous pasties. It was hilarious and so funny and so memorable. So I love watching that video, and the whole day was just super fun. So I hope you check out that video from a couple years ago if you haven't seen that. That rounds out our top 10 list. I hope that you enjoy our little walk down memory lane as we reflect back on 10,000 subscribers and a lot of videos to share our favorite top 10. Okay, so now for the big announcement. As I mentioned earlier, I started this channel so that I could talk about British stuff and make some friends. And wow, that's really exceeded my expectation. I've made so many great friends the past 4 years, both other YouTube creators as well as subscribers to the channel. So it's been super fun and rewarding to do that. I never started a YouTube channel to become rich or famous. I'm just a quirky old lady with a lopsided face who does not want to be famous and definitely did not expect to become rich, because YouTube is a really terrible way to make money, in my opinion. But I always feel like I get paid by every like, every subscriber, and every fun comment that I get to read, and definitely the friends I get to make along the way. And because I am not expecting YouTube to be a vehicle by which I earn enough money to live off of, I also have made the choice to not do Patreon, to not do buy me a coffee or buy me a beer. I don't actually drink coffee or beer, so that wouldn't be a good idea anyway. Or to do channel memberships or any of those things. So I've never really encouraged people to donate money to the channel. But I did want to, once I reach 10,000 subscribers, do something that I've been thinking about for a long time, and that is to launch merch. When I did that British sayings video a couple months back, I had so much fun thinking about the British sayings that I loved that I thought, wouldn't it be fun to kind of incorporate that onto some merchandise that we could enjoy as members of the tribe. I've been toying around with this for months, and then in the last month have been working around the clock when I'm not editing vlogs of Kent and Sussex, making tweaks to a whole bunch of products. And I have ordered loads of samples so that I could test out the quality. And so I'm launching my merchandise online pop-up store, and I'll be linking that here in the video so that you can check it out and see the things that are in there. But I wanted to spend a minute kind of giving you a little guided tour of the merch that's on the site. Before I get into all the details of what items are available in the store, I just need to let you know something really important. If you go look at the storefront so you can understand that I tried to make items clear which ones were made in the US versus the UK, so that you know where things are being shipped from. I didn't want you to buy a $20 apron and spend $25 in shipping because it's being sent from the other side of the world. So every item has a title on it and says USA, what the title of the product is, or UK, what the product is. I have also done some Australia and Europe stuff in there, but not that much because I wanted to wait and see if anyone was interested in buying any of this stuff. More on that later. I did design some mugs because the great thing about mugs, in addition to the fact that people can drink coffee and tea out of them, is that also it's a lower price point. It's a way to have something that you don't have to wear, but that you can just have in your kitchen and have a cuppa and watch a Magenta Otter Travels video. On mugs, I've done a few different designs. Magenta Otter Travels logo, of course. Do something good in the world today, the channel tagline. And then we have spoken about cream tea so much, I had to do a cream tea mug. So I've got a mug that shows a scone with the jam first and the cream first that says jam or cream first, always delicious. Because even though there are some of us who are a little hardcore about the fact that it has to be jam first, I'm looking at you, Eric. And others of us know that cream first is the preferred way to eat a cream tea. The bottom line is we all know either way is delicious. So just wanted to do a fun little design about that. One thing I really wanted to do for merch were tea towels. Those of you who've been around a long time know that I did a tour of tea towels 3 years ago to show you my massive tea towel collection. I also did a tea towel giveaway for American subscribers who just don't have access to awesome British tea towels. So that was fun, and I would have loved to have had tea towels available, but I just couldn't get any that were good quality. I did try, but the fabric is just not good. No tea towels for now, but maybe I'll be motivated to track down eventually one of these years a tea towel supplier, and we can put some fun designs on those. But I am doing aprons because I was able to get some good aprons. So we have aprons to offer, and we have a few of the famous Magenta Otter Travel sayings like, butter makes everything better. That's something that if you've watched a lot of my videos, you've heard me say that many times. It's definitely a rule to live by when it comes to consuming food. Butter makes everything better. I also have a very huge affinity for cheese, specifically melted cheese. And I have said on many occasions that melted cheese is my love language. So I had to make an apron that says that. And then one of my favorite sayings that I discussed in my favorite British sayings video is the phrase, "It would be rude not to." So I have a delicious looking slice of cake on an apron that says, "Go on, have a slice. It would be rude not to." Just because I thought that was funny. The other British saying that you know I love is "mad as a box of frogs." It's something that we don't say in the US, and the first time I heard one of my neighbors in Cheltenham say that, I just thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever heard. So I had to do a "mad as a box of frogs" jumper / sweatshirt. So that's available. And speaking of logo merchandise, I also threw in a fun luggage tag because I was able to get one in a beautiful color of magenta. And what's more appropriate for a travel channel than a luggage tag? And then there's one last saying that I have to talk to you about because I have several items in the merch shop that use this saying, but a little twist on it. So let me tell you the funny story behind it. I have a group chat that I do with several girlfriends here in Texas. So when I'm in England, I'm texting them, since I'm not on Facebook or Instagram, I'm texting them things about my travels and giving them updates on my life. And then when I'm back here in Texas, just communicating with them day to day. So one day I was talking to them on the thread and I was complaining about something. And then I said, well, but as the British say, mustn't grumble, because that was one of the things in my sayings video. I just love that British saying that when people say, "Hi, how you doing?" or "Are you all right?" Someone would reply in Britain, "Mustn't grumble." But the thing is, when I was typing this in the text, Siri did a little weird autocorrect thing and changed the "mustn't grumble" to "must grumble." Well, because I'm terrible at proofing my text messages, I sent that to the girlfriends on the group chat, never noticed that I made that typo. So my friend Sharisa said, "That's funny, that's a great slogan, must grumble, I'll have to remember that." And then I was laughing hysterically that I had said must grumble and totally confused my friends. But then I thought, we need a shirt that says must grumble. So on those days when you feel like a grumpy old lady or a grumpy old man and you just want to moan, you just want to complain about the weather or whatever, put on this comfy must grumble shirt. So whether you want to rep some Magenta Otter pride or you want to wear some socks that say "Bless your little cotton socks" on them and have a Magenta Otter Tribe logo. Or do something good in the world today. See if there's something you're interested in. And one important last comment is, if you live in the Netherlands or Australia and you really want one of the products I have using one of the designs I have in a different permutation, but from the country you're living in, so you don't have to pay $1 million in postage or €1 million in postage, let me know, because this is a print-on-demand store and I can maybe design something for you that you can order. So thank you so much for sharing this 10,000 subscriber celebration with me. Again, a huge thank you for all of you who have been with me on this journey and continue to support me on this channel. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching this video, and do something good in the world today.